I shall not run just now. Not yet. That was today's conclusion. And what I mean by running is to run off a certain thing that's been causing the most of my biggest wishes, or which was a reason why I wanted to go so far in the first place, because I just wanted to set myself free. And I had times where my own clarity has been far from close to me, so I had to take up on my pace to get things rolling into that direction. And I see quite some progress, especially once I got to understand what's important and where my journey is going to head. But what comes back within all this is the certain, the need to flee out of that situation where I'm still currently stuck, and that is a monetary working dependency, where I just have to get to a job to maintain the very cheap life I'm living, because I know how much time is valued in my life and how much it can make a difference when I'm spending it correctly, so that I won't ever work more than 20 hours a week. That is the absolute maximum, and that is also the minimum I need to work at that job to maintain my life, to get out of the month with zero. And don't pursue something else at the moment, because I just don't see a reason why I should work my ass off at some job to get some money on the side, which takes me forever when looking at how much time I'm spending on that job to get to that specific amount. So for sure there are other jobs as well where you be able to set money aside way faster and way more, for sure. Jobs are there in a diverse range, but I just don't feel too good about casual jobs, and I don't see myself in a casual job. It doesn't matter how much I would get paid. I just don't see myself in it, because I also cannot see myself in the position of someone enjoying the whole situation where I'm the one who gotta do what someone else is dreaming of. So I don't want to be part of someone else's plan. It's not like that I want to be as far off as I can. It's not like that. I'm very cooperative, and when there's something I'm truly down for, and my heart is beating for that same thing as the other person's vision is showing me, then I'll stick to it. But in most other cases, it's just a stage in which I'm for a temporary time frame. And because I just don't see future behind the whole thought process of working, spending over thousands and thousands of hours at some job where I'm just not fulfilled. And sure, some say you can work yourself up, and that's great as well if you feel like you even want to pursue that other position, because your heart's beating for that kind of thing, for this whole sphere you're working in. Then there's nothing greater to be achieved when you feel this is the right way to go. But when there's some other things in yourself telling you that you gotta take a step off this to do your own thing because you got some visions for yourself and you've got them out of your own mind, and you suddenly get to understand that this is the place where you want to be. That is the place where you want to feel how life is doing its thing on you. So whenever I was at a position where I felt stuck, I mostly didn't try harder in previous years. I just went off it. And that is a big weakness I was having and carrying with me my whole life from some time on. Because when not seeing what the progress in between might show you, you don't get a feeling for how hard it actually is to move through this state when you're not the one who is going through this process, who is actually in charge of making the decisions, who is actually the one who needs to find a solution for this situation. Because when someone else just lays the solution in front of you, how should you even start wondering what and how you could pursue it for yourself? It's not a thing to worry no more when someone else does it for you, when someone else just solves your problem out of nothing. And I'm not blaming anyone who got help from their parents, from other people who were carrying these people through their lives. I'm not saying anything against those, because everybody gotta know for themselves and gotta understand how far and what the actual background of some actions might be and what they do with yourself. So whenever I stumble upon this situation where I had to move on to get the progress, I almost acted like everything would have been or is getting solved for me. Because I had some sort of areas in life in regard with the relationship with my mom where I was feeling like I'm getting it all and she's doing everything for me. So I didn't have to worry about much stuff, and I always came up with a way to get something, even though she didn't want to. And that was kind of big arguing point for my parents when they still were together back like 15 years ago. So yeah, but I've taken some parts from that to my early teenage years, and I've even took things from that, even though I have been reflecting on myself heavily and been working on my past heavily as well. I still take parts from that with me. And whenever I'm not actively looking down at these aspects of life and how hard it eventually just got once there wasn't anyone solving certain problems for me, then I just move into old patterns, even though I've moved so far. And that is also an aspect that's always of such a big importance for me, because a realization is not implementation. When you realize something about yourself, that doesn't mean you're actually living it. And here's here you got to see it in and you get it approved once again that it isn't the case. You gotta understand what you are and how the situation is constituted, but that doesn't mean anything. But seeing these patterns, understanding how they formed and when they occur is the key to move ahead and actually come up with a solution for yourself that makes you grow and at some point just outgrow these old patterns. So that's the path I'm currently on with this big aspect in my life, and that is breaking free of all these dependencies around me that just come up because I haven't gone to the point where I can sustain myself with some sort of thing, which doesn't need to be much, but yeah, it just didn't happen yet because I couldn't grasp how this whole thing even works and how it might be possible. For how should you know when you always pursue the job and at the end of the month you got some money for the time you've been there? That's not a good basis for something or someone who wants to be independent. So you got to learn all this stuff on your own, and when you're not taking the conventional way of, yeah, I'm taking my degrees now and I go to university, and I ain't blaming anyone who goes to university. You gotta, as always, know for yourself what's best for you and your life and how much value you might be taking out of it and how much value you can give to yourself by just learning things in today's age, by looking at all the information with a keener eye that's out there. And it's not the easy route for sure, but I wanted to take it, even though I didn't come from the situation where it felt so good to just throw myself into these cold waters. Because I once had all or got it all, and then things changed and I had to change with that as well. But I think the change got easier because I was thinking or questioning so much about life and how it's playing its act on me, so that I just couldn't see myself in these in these structured kind of systems that are there for a big part of the population, because I strive for more, and that is just the thing that builds itself up through everything you're thinking, through all you've lived and where your journey is taking, and when you're like setting the fundamental stage of your consciousness and what you want from life, from there on everything gets built. And when you're not getting stuck at some stage of acceptance in between, then the eventual outcome of where you're about to be heading is the life of true independence in my case. So there's nothing in between. There's no other option. Because I started to live and manifest this whole mindset so hard that I just cannot even imagine a life in this realm of being in a normal work relationship with, you know what I mean. So that has to sink in for quite some time to be understood. But that doesn't mean that it's actually in your advantage now, just because you know where you want to head. And I got to see it for myself that wasn't my advantage, even though I had like that consciousness already that I know that this is not the way to go, but I didn't have the foundational aspects of it to actually start moving myself into these kind of directions, because I have to take up information that's not coming from this, I would say, spiritual state of mind that's connecting yourself with your rationalized and emotional thought processes, but it comes from an informational process. You gotta first even find a way to perceive, to feel, to understand how to get ahead of this thing. Because people, you might see people educating themselves hard and just think, oh, okay, wow, how great they are at doing this. But that is hard work, and that is a habit they formed for themselves. And it's not as easy for everyone to just sit behind the screen, reading some dry lines down for hours and then remembering all of that. And especially when you had some certain experiences in your life where school kind of messed up your whole thinking in regard of how you take up information. You see these ever appearing patterns again and again, and think that you'll be thrown into the same kind of pot only because you now just approach something in an educating state, which is ringing your alarm bells only because you might have had a bad experience in school. So this can also mess up some people's self-education, because their education got messed up in their school life. But my school life at my side was messed up for sure as well, because I was so rebellious. I wanted to just get out of this when I was 14, and that was the peak where I just got out of math class and to get to the bathroom crying because I just couldn't take it no more. It was so even though I maybe wouldn't have been that bad at math if I would have another mindset about these things, or if I would had the skill back then to appreciate things that are in the unknown. Because when we don't appreciate what's unknown and what's hard to understand, I think we will limit our growth as well, because our whole dedication is being enframed in some sort of state that's just as it is, because you seemingly don't think you can take enough information up or understand this topic. And there are people that are better and others are worse, and maybe you have some deficiencies and have some sort of problems or struggles with certain things, and that's totally alright. And everyone should have should see this as something that has to be looked at and with importance to solve it with those people and find a way to make it easier for them. But I don't want to go too deep into this whole school thing in this one, because I'm spreading already. Again, as you might have noticed, I like to spread out my words, my topics, but they are so interconnected in so many senses, so I don't feel bad about that at all. So coming back to where this whole thing came from today, when the moment occurred where I started to see that nothing's ever gonna change when I'm not the one who's changing something about my life, I stepped into the stage where I was opening myself to the realizing stages, where I'd be later on able to start implementing a way of living where I can live the change, where I can actually let it sink in deep enough to manifest it and be able to progress on. But first comes this realization, and the realization taught me that I can't step out of that space I'm in when I'm not taking over hand about this whole thing. And what this was telling me, that I gotta do things that are very hard, because if those things wouldn't be so hard, why would there be so many people not doing it then? It sounds so simple, but it is the truth. For sure there are many businesses, but that doesn't mean that they are profitable or that those people can actually live off this thing in the regard I want to live life and not work my ass off for some sort of thing, even if it's my own thing, when I am losing on life and I don't see that this is worth it at the moment, and I just try to sustain something I'm building, then that's not the right way to go either. I'm trying to focus on what my life is trying to tell me, and I want to develop myself and something out there, because that is my mission. And yeah, I'll definitely do and go big and hard for this, but I'll need to consider thinking about how hard I'd go as well. But at first that wasn't even relevant. That wasn't even a thing for me, because I was just about understanding that I had to see the change and start living it. So what I did was start educating myself on certain topics, on things that have some sort of connection with the values I'm carrying within myself, because I think that is the greatest basis you can build something upon, just looking at what's important for you and what you want to change or what you want to improve or enhance for your life or others, mainly others for sure, but your life for sure as well in the same breath. But when I started doing this, and this isn't even too long back, it's almost 2 years, when I stumbled upon my closest friend today, who was back then already been deep down into upcycling clothing. And when I met him first, I just saw a vision sparking up in myself, because I saw that this is necessary. I wasn't buying fast fashion for years, other to some functional wear for winter or for running or whatever, but no sort of fast fashion stores, H&M bullshit or whatever. I was always, for almost a decade now, wearing vintage clothing, and I felt this is the way to go. So I really loved what he was doing about doing a change in that regard with how he's approaching clothes making. And that was the first kind of thing I had in front of me, where I saw, okay, I can be a part of this. I can find a way where we can make this come true, where we can get this out into the world, because that was the issue back then. He was doing such a great job, doing such complex pieces out of materials no one ever could believe he was doing this sort of thing. And he just didn't have any place where he'd be able to sell those things. And I never built an online shop before, But I said, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because I see that this is necessary for the success of the whole project. So I started doing this, even though I didn't know anything about that, and it was quite a hard path to go. I was interested in tech before, but I never did something like that because, as mentioned, I didn't dive too deep down. Because when things got too hard, I moved past it and took the next thing that might make me excited, but at some time then I'm moving to the next thing because that thing got hard again as well. So when I started building that, and it took me a very long time because I was somehow being polluted I would say by all this perfectionism I had in mind, and these complex functionalities the shop should have, and this brutalist look and whatever kind of stuff. But it was experience. The shop wasn't working great, and we suffered for way too long, and we suffered just a few weeks back, still with the same problems of the shop, because I had so many other projects or visions building up on trying to do something on my own after this period where I built the shop, that I shifted priorities and had to find ways to get it all under the hood. But we gonna find a way, and I'm very close to bring a new solution with all these things I'm doing at the moment. But once I got into that realm of just building it, everything changed. The whole perspective of things changed, because I saw this massive potential. If I could make this what someone else wants, I could live from this. And that was like the thing that got marked so deep into my brain, almost like a tattoo straight on my nerves, that I will never move away from that again. And I'll try and so hard and make so many mistakes. And that's great, because that's all experience. So this is the eventual state where I'm in now, trying to hold on to these visions and build something. And it's coming with much uncertainty and many things that are still getting clearer day by day when spending time with what you love to do or think is the right thing you want to go after. But doing this doesn't mean that you are free yet. So I came back to this same state again, where I saw that I might just head off, that I might just leave behind something that's getting too hard for me. And I don't mean divisions, but I mean the necessities of that life I'm still currently in. And the last weeks I thought so many times about just quitting the job, even though I didn't have any backup plan. And that is a very dangerous thing to think about, because once I do this, I might be able to live a few months from my reserves, and that might even be enough for my initial thought to do it, only to know, okay, I could do my stuff for some months. But what's then? What's when my plan's not working out? What is when there's some sort of other thing coming, I gotta pay, or whatever, and my reserves being cut down, what is happening then? Yeah, you can fill this out for yourself. Nothing good. And what would I need to do then? I would have to get a normal job again. And this normal job is with a very big likelihood not going to be as easy as the current job of mine, where I have some certain freedom, where I can choose when I'm working. So yeah, these are privileges. And still I thought about getting off it many times, even today. But no more. I'm not thinking about this no more. Because it doesn't make any sense. This is the state I have to live in now, and I'll need to find a way. Because, yeah, it is just like this. I can't just run away. We can't just run away from these kind of problems. Where are we gonna live? You want to get out into the woods? Yeah, I love to sit here, but I would not love to live here. Where's the power supply? You know? When it's raining, what I'm doing then? It's just not that easy, and it doesn't make sense. Because we want, or myself wants to build something that's, yeah. And I want to be connected with life and people, you know? It's not that I want to head off and don't want to talk to nobody anymore and just, yeah, start trying to sustain myself. That's also a thing I will do, but we need the basis. I want to break free, and then I can do this, everything of this. All of the fun stuff and crazy stuff, but not now. Now it's time to work at a normal job. I hate to say it, but yeah, I'm doing everything in my hands to get things rolling, and I'm very happy that my app is going to be done soon, and that I will maybe be able to make a change or make it easier for people. Make it easier for people to connect with others based on their interests. Because that was like the thing I was striving so hard for so long, and I'm still striving for, because I just don't know how I should find people in my area based on my niche interests without going to any commercialized space and exposing myself to a big amount of people I'm not resonating with. And it's not that I'm saying something bad about those the overall people I would meet there. There are so many kind people out there for sure as well, but when you start to live in an efficient way, or try to live, you don't want to waste your time potentially not getting something back. And you'll always get something back. Even when I just went out into the city talking to some strangers, getting into some sort of art exhibition or whatever, there were always experiences, conversations that were quite interesting. And I can still remember these times. So yeah, I could do it as well, but with more precision, finding someone with more precision on a basis you're actually, wow, okay, amazing that this person is having that niche interest as well. So yeah, you can check it out on my Instagram. I linked it there, or I'm linking it in the YouTube bio as well, I think, because it's a big part of what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm playing open here, and so I want you to know what I'm doing, and I would also love to know what you're doing. And yeah, maybe we get into some sort of exchange. This video got quite funky today. Feeling different about doing this today. I also lost track of time. I just didn't think too much about it. So yeah, but not going to take more time from you. No, I know that you like to watch this, so if you're still there. Maybe you just woke up in the middle of the night because the video's been running on autopilot. Okay, enough jokes. It's too much for now. I wish you best day, night, morning, maybe lunch, whatever, and hope you're doing good and you're gonna rock this life. Definitely. So yeah, the last days I forgot to show you around, so I'll be doing it today because I'm so funky donkey. So yeah, still the same place as you likely got to see already. Still the same place. I just love it here. It's on the highway. It's a tunnel I'm standing on, actually. That's why you sometimes hear these car noises. But I'm at a quite good spot here, so not too many cars. But you can see them incoming back there. Can you see anything? Okay. Yeah, I think I should stop now. Okay. See you tomorrow. As always. Bye bye.